just got back from my morning walks. I'm looking kind of rough here, but.
Is it recording? Oh, it's recording. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, and then you kind of just go, just kind of like Christopher Paul Curtis did. Just say, let me think. What will I ask you? When you were okay, when you were just a kid, when you were really little, did you know that you were going to write books? And what was the first thing you ever wrote?
That's a good question. So when I was a kid, did I know I was going to write books? And what was the first thing I wrote, like my first novel or whatever? So I really got into poetry in second grade, third grade. And my sister and I found a book of limericks. It was some crazy book of limericks, and there were really vulgar limericks in there and all kinds of silly limericks. And one of the first things we wrote, my sister and I were collaborators on this because we just thought the book was so funny. And second, third graders, everything's really kind of stupid and silly. And we wrote our own. So it was, and I never forget this poem that my sister and I wrote together. It was, there was an old lady of Nay who got unequal pay. So she became boss, and the men she did toss out of the window of Nay. And that was the first thing we ever wrote. We were super feminist at such a young age. We laugh about it now and go, how are we like such feminists in second grade? But our mom was a single mom, worked at a Mexican restaurant. Yeah. And so I think we just related to that. And later poetry kind of turned into, I started writing scary stories for my friends and little short stories. And then I don't think I really wrote like a full novel until I was well into high school, and it was a stupid story. It wasn't very good.
You wrote a full novel in high school?
Well, for me, what a full novel was, it wasn't like what I'm writing now, like 200 pages and 45,000 words. It was like, this was probably, oh gosh, maybe 40, 50 pages, which is still good. Yeah. But, did they have a plot? No. Were the characters very developed? No. But did my friends like it? Yes. Everyone was like, oh, this is so good and you should write more. And so I kind of knew I was going to be a writer because it made people around me really happy. And I like that feedback, that energy of like, you're doing what you should be doing on this planet. And it's like, maybe this is what I should be doing. My biggest fear was I didn't think I could sustain myself being a writer. Like even my mom was like, oh, you want to be a writer? That's wonderful. But, you're going to be poor. Artists are always poor. And we want more for you. We want you to, have a nice home and car and not struggle like we did. So I was always stressed, like maybe being a writer, I wouldn't be able to make a living off being a writer. And I'm really happy that honestly, I'm making a living with a lot of help from my family, but I am making a living now of being a writer. So it's pretty cool. It all worked out. The little lady from Nay who threw the men out the window.
Wow,
got her day.
That's so perfect, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. And everybody,
you're welcome.
Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go ahead and cut it.
Yes.